All right. Hojlund to Man United happening in hours. This deal is obviously happening in the next some. I don't even want to mention the hours because I might even get off this recording, and by the time I upload it, here we go is sounded by Fabrizio Romano because looks like the deal is closed. And Rasmus Hojlund has been in England. They've been playing against Bournemouth, and in that game he has never really taken part, or has not taken part into that beautiful game of football that saw Atalanta obviously. Let me see. Atalanta. All right. Atalanta had to play Bournemouth today at 17 hours, meaning that the game has already ended. And let me check here and see how that game really ended. But he was not named into the starting 11 of Atalanta, and that was one of the indicators that United is really one of those teams that are gonna hate, obviously, because this, and Atalanta doesn't want to risk the player, and they're gonna head to agree on that with Manchester United. And they were in United Kingdom. I'm looking for the result of this game, and first half ended 2-1 in favor of Atalanta, and I want to see full time. So Atalanta won the game by 3-1, but Rasmus Hojlund never really played part into that beautiful game of football. Welcome to United Matters channel. How about you guys, and where you watching us from? Don't really feel sad because I've come late, but the problem is my country where I come in from, power can go for like 12 hours when you don't have power. So we never had power. No sooner it returned than I organized these two hits and obviously brought them to you. And we are talking Fred. Yesterday I brought you a story of Fred and Lazio, but the president of Lazio has gone ahead and really spoken about this transfer. Is it going to happen or not? Keep it United Matters channel. And lastly, the players of United have gone ahead to touch down in Las Vegas, where they're going to play their last game against Borussia Dortmund. That is on Monday in the wee hours of the morning. So let's see close to 300 likes. Smashing this video. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Now, today morning, Fabrizio Romano told us that Manchester United and Atalanta closer to reaching an agreement for Rasmus Hojlund. Talks advancing. Understand Hojlund will not play today in friendly game versus Bournemouth as the clubs decide to avoid any risk with deal at advanced stages. Then, after the game and towards the game, Fabrizio said confirmed Hojlund does not appear in Atalanta official starting 11 today. 0 minutes for Hojlund today in Atalanta Bournemouth friendly game as expected. Manchester United and Atalanta are at final stages of negotiations with add-on structures being discussed, meaning that the guaranteed fees has been really agreed between Manchester United and Atalanta. Now, the add-ons that are going to be close to £10 million are the ones that are being discussed in between United and Atalanta. That's why I told you at the beginning of this video that this deal is imminent, it's close, and we might be here. And guess what is going to happen? Here we go, might be sounded very soon. Now, to me, if I'm on United, I wouldn't have liked Rasmus Hojlund to return back to Italy. He's in United Kingdom, and I see this deal getting done in hours and him not really flying back to Italy such that he undergoes his medical in Manchester. And I think it was the plan for Manchester United that let's find ourselves in a situation of getting this deal over the line and get it done. When we get it done, obviously we find ourselves in a situation of giving the player the best that he deserves through convincing Atalanta to allow this deal happen. So today he has not been part of the game. He was part of the squad named, but he never played any single minute in the game, meaning that Rasmus Hojlund to Manchester United is happening in hours, and it's one of those deals that we are highly anticipative for. United fans have gone ahead not like Mason Mount, because every time I did the story of Mason Mount, it never really gathered up views like that of Andre Onana and Rasmus Hojlund are really gathering, because you people showed a lot of love to those signings. And I think the moment this deal is done and the here we go is sounded, I think for Rasmus Hojlund it's really going to be something important for the fans of Manchester United, and especially the manager of Man United, who has been calling in for signing of a striker and has gone in for a young and talented striker. That is Rasmus Hojlund for you. So let's wait and see how that pans out. But it's one of those deals that you have to keep an eye to. That deal is happening in hours, and here we go, might be sounded very, very soon. Let me check here, by the way. I'm having a tweet here. I'm having a tweet here. I want to see whether it's all about. Here we go. So, several reports are reporting that Rasmus Hojlund to Manchester United is really a deal done, but we know it's going to be done today. Today, I think we must see a here we go. United cannot allow Rasmus Hojlund to fly back to Italy and then fly back to Manchester United for his medical. I think it's better for here we go to be sounded today, deal to be agreed, and obviously the player will be given permission to undergo his medical in Manchester because in United Kingdom. Then on Monday they will unveil the player as they did for Unreal. And I think the process of United is really trying to obviously easen up. You know, sometimes it will take forever to really unveil players like Varane. You know, we took forever to unveil him. Anthony would have gone ahead to make his debut when playing Leicester City on Wednesday, but the player was not yet registered. You know that very well. But for Andrew Onana, you saw to it that we got the player in after getting him in after his medical. The next day, Andrew Onana was announced on his way to the United States. That is a story coming in from Fabrizio Romano, and then the TalkSport have the following to say about this deal. Manchester United are on the brink of agreeing a fee with Atalanta over striker Rasmus Hojlund. Total package is expected to be around £60 million, including add-ons. That's what TalkSport are really telling us. But I think they're really an hour back from the stories and how this news is always broken by the Fabrizio Romanos, David Austin, and so on and so forth. So we wait and see how that is going to pan out, but all I understand is simple. Manchester United are obviously trying to get this deal over the line. They want to get it done and really getting this player as up to see it that how many weeks are remaining for the Premier League to start. I think it's going to be today is 29th, right? Our first game of the Premier League is going to be played on 12th, meaning that we are left with almost 2 weeks to play our first game of the league. So if he signs next weekend, that means he'll play one of those games against Rennes or Atletico Bilbao, and I really understand he's going to be playing for the first team that's going to play either at Old Trafford or away. I think it's going to be, is it in Norway? That is it. So that is it coming in from Manchester United and the deal. So yesterday I brought you a story of Fred Rodriguez as Lazio, who was preparing a bid to sign Fred Rodriguez from Manchester United, but the Lazio president has gone ahead and said that I was prepared to open talks with Manchester United and bid for Fred, but Maurizio Sarri told me he doesn't want Fred. He did the same with Cheslo. Sarri wants Zelensky and Ricci. Lotio told Masegera. So Manchester United got excited because they knew that if at all another third force comes in through to show interest. Is it a third or fourth force? I think it's the fourth force. Comes in through to show interest for Fred Rodriguez. Obviously, they'll be getting the £20 million plus that they want from the purchase of Fred Rodriguez. But as it stands, looks like it was one of those deals that Lazio put out. The president admires Fred, but the manager, Maurizio Sarri, doesn't like the player. So let's wait and see how that happens. But for Fred, it looks like he will either end up in Saudi Arabia, Turkey, or the Premier League at Fulham. But the interest is really concrete, and very many teams are really still interested in Fred, but United are still hinging onto the £20 million mark that they want as the asking price for Fred. But I'm saying but for Fred, I think would fancy to see the Premier League, but Fulham doesn't have the financial muscle to keep him at the club to keep him in the Premier League, because a lot of money is wanted and they're not willing to pay that amount of money as the Fulham side. And they've gone ahead to sign Bassi. That might obviously narrow down the chances of really signing the player of quality of Fred from Manchester United. Now, United, we are due to fly to Las Vegas as David David McDonald said he's a correspondent. He's a United football correspondent for the Daily Mirror. Told us that United will fly to Las Vegas tonight for the final game of the tour against Borussia Dortmund. After the game, they will fly straight back to Manchester. So, good news is that Manchester United are going to head to touch down the side of Las Vegas, and that's where they're going to train from today. As you see them there, they're just preparing to start training, and these photos have been taken by Tony Marshall, a senior football reporter at the Manchester Evening News. So they're going to train at the UCSD for the final game before they head back. Oh, this is the stadium where this is the place where they're going to really hold their training sessions before they head to Las Vegas tonight, meaning that they have not yet touched down Las Vegas, but they're going to touch down Las Vegas tonight as they prepare for the final game against Borussia Dortmund. They're going to play on Monday morning. So guys, thank you very much for watching through. Your thoughts on Rasmus Hojlund United happening in hours are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Fred and what the Lazio president are going to have to say about him? And lastly, what's your take onto United's game against Borussia Dortmund? That we're going to work upon its match preview very, very soon. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all in the precious blood of Jesus Christ. May the living true God bless you abundantly. Rock and David remains my name. I'm out.